Welcome back, comrades. This is Gaming with Dawson, and today we're on episode 114 of Season 2 of the Utopian Community series. Let's get this world fired up. Now, what we're going to try to do is continue on with this, with floor 11, floor 12. Once that's finished, climb on to floor 13. In North America or Russia, floor 12, rest of the world. We're going to continue on. I'm using that corner right there as a guide. I'm using this as some sort of guide. Before I start on the floor, I'd focus on breaking it into 4 quadrants. It'd take about a day or two to complete a quadrant. Once I completed all 4 quadrants, I start filling the floor up with flooding the floor, literally. I start flooding up the floor, literally. I'd flood the floor literally. In this world. Then after flooding the floor, I'd put pathways for the farmers. The vertical farm is still work in progress. It's still a work in progress right now. It's still a work in progress right now. It's gonna be a while before this farm gets completed. The reason there needs to be a wait time for heart surgery and other surgeries like that is to ensure people are are medically fit for it. Even if we tax the hell out of the rich, we still need a waiting list for medical procedures to make sure people are both physically, mentally, and medically fit for it. Because those who shoot up heroin, if they don't quit heroin, they're going to be medically unfit for a heart transplant. I learned from a notification on YouTube on my phone that Intel's dedicated graphics card will have ray tracing. Basically, I'd call California not only a theme park battleground over in LA, but in San Francisco, it's like a corporate battleground. I see it as a corporate battleground. Some animals will not last long on a vegan diet, because some of them will die. People tried to put their cats on a vegan diet. It failed miserably. With some of the cats on a vegan diet ultimately dying. Oh, I have a tip for you, pet owners around the world. Always feed your pets biologically appropriate diets. Not that vegan cat food that vegans are trying to force their cats on. But if you have a cat, feed your cat raw meat. Don't give them kibble. Because they cannot digest it very well. They cannot digest it very well. They need raw meat. But humans, on the other hand, can get away with the vegan diet. Humans can get away with veganism, but cats cannot. Educate yourself before you get a pet. Do a bit of research. into what diet you can put your furry friend on. I myself am vegan. I'm a vegan. I am a vegan. You know, cattle might get killed for cat food, but cats need meat. They need meat to survive. They really do need meat, or else they're going to die. There's been stories on the internet about owners forcing their cats on a vegan diet. Wanna know what happened? They ended up dying as a result of it. It's really sad to hear about that. It's really sad that vegans are trying to force their cats, especially their cats, on a vegan diet. Cats cannot survive on a vegan diet. They are obligate carnivores, meaning they must eat meat, or else they are going to die. For cats, eating meat's a matter of life or death. It's a matter of It's a matter of life or death. It's a matter of life or death for the cat. It's a matter of life or death. Educate yourself. Don't put your cat on a vegan diet, or else your cat will die. Just like that one vegan kitten who almost died from their vegan owner's negligence by putting that kitten on a vegan diet. This is a true story. Cats need meat to survive. But dogs, on the other hand, with supplementation, they can survive on a vegan diet. If you're careful. Cats have really short guts, too, which means they cannot absorb all of the nutrients from kibble, as well as they can with raw meat. Cats need a diet of raw meat to survive. If you take meat away from a cat, the cat's gonna die. Going on a low-sodium diet is a lot worse for you than you think. You think it's a good idea. You think it's a good idea to go on a low-sodium diet. In fact, it's a horrible idea. Because if you do it for too long, you're gonna suffer from hyponatremia. Hypo, meaning low, blood sodium. Which means your cells can burst at any moment when you have hyponatremia. But hyponatremia means having too much sodium in your blood. Hypertheremia means have too much iron in your blood. Just like hypotheremia, which is known as iron deficiency, hypertheremia is iron overload. Like hypertheremia, that is iron overload. But hypotheremia is iron deficiency. A human can sustain themselves on a vegan diet if they're very careful. For another day. If you're thinking about putting your cat on a vegan diet, don't. Your cat will die. Your cat will die. And I believe that your household pets should be fed a biologically appropriate diet. Dogs can get away with anything.
It's getting like really hot up here because the AC's still broke. You might want to actually plug your fan in and turn it on to keep it cool.
Okay. AC's fucked up. The AC is kind of fucked up. A carnivore diet is pretty unhealthy because you're loading yourself up with cholesterol. Too much cholesterol is bad for you. The best way to avoid high cholesterol is to switch to a plant-based diet. One of the things I like to talk about in the videos is I like to talk about autism. I don't just talk about autism. I also talk about veganism too, because I am a strict vegan. I am full-on vegan. I'm not giving up. I'm staying vegan for the rest of my life. I am gonna stay vegan for the rest of my life. Not eat any meat. The humane way to feed your baby is to breastfeed them. That's more humane. It's a lot more humane than you think to breastfeed your child. Don't bottle feed them because chances are the milk comes from cow. That powder comes from cattle. Dairy cows, their calves are torn apart and used for the veal industry. The veal industry. Well, dairy cows are often milked to death. Literally. They're oftentimes milked to death, which is kind of painful. There are people out there who deceive people into believing that cholesterol is good for you. Truth is, there are two types of cholesterol. Good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. A meat-heavy diet, a diet heavy in animal flesh, has a lot of bad cholesterol. You don't want that in your system. Here's a tip. Good thing I don't eat meat, nor do I eat and consume dairy, nor eggs. Heaven can wait. You don't need meat in your diet to survive, if you're a human, or maybe a dog. It's possible that dogs can go vegan, but cats are full-on strict carnivores. Meaning they need meat in their diet to survive. They really do need that meat. Because cats are one of only a handful of mammals. And cats have some of the highest protein requirements out of any animal. For another day. I'm doing it like this, so it'll be quicker. Heaven can wait, heaven can wait. It's one of the songs by Gamma Ray. That gets stuck in my head. Five. Four, five. Two, three, four, five. The the worst type of obesity is central obesity. Basically, beer belly. That's the obesity that can cause all the health problems. But subcutaneous fat is okay. Have as much as you want. Just like a sumo wrestler. It's about where your body stores the fat that affects your risk of heart disease. There are some disorders out there in which obesity is written in their DNA, like Prader-Willi syndrome. Babies born with it tend to be kind of limp. They struggle to eat for the first few years of their life. Then, at around the age of 3 or 4, they eat almost anything. If left to their own devices, they'll literally eat themselves to death. They'll eat until their stomach ruptures. I was making sure they were all 5 blocks apart. Why I see it as wrong to hector fat people, or overweight people in general? That is because some people simply cannot help it. Because of a medical condition. Trying to prevent central obesity involves trying to treat what's causing it. Involves treating the cause of it. Whether it be Prader-Willi syndrome, hypothyroidism, Bartlett-Beetle syndrome, MOMO syndrome, Momo syndrome, and other disorders. Exercise takes out the visceral fat more quickly than it does subcutaneous fat. So even if you burn off all the visceral fat, it's okay to have subcutaneous fat. Heaven can wait. And type 2 diabetes can cause weight gain. Ironically though, because of insulin resistance. That insulin resistance can cause leptin resistance. Leptin resistance has many causes. One of those is Prader-Willi syndrome. Once I get this done, that'll be it for this video. This is it. This should be it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe for more. Click on the bell icon if you love my content. Click on the bell icon if you really love my content. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. As always, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. And peace out.